Lynn. Lynn is here on an official visit, and it's a pleasure to have you, Lynn.
Thank you very, very much for that introduction. Almost seems like my presentation right there. So thank you very much. The presentation I'm going to be doing today is going to be on coping with COVID in our district. So first of all, thank you for inviting me to your meeting, and it's really great to get to see people, even though it's only on the screen. I was hoping to be able to see you in person, but that's how it is right now. This isn't the way we envisioned that our Rotary year would transpire when we set our goals and made our plans last year. Then, of course, COVID-19 descended upon us and brought monumental changes in the way we Rotarians meet, fundraise, and perform our service projects. But what this virus has not changed is the dedication and the passion that Rotarians have of giving service to their communities, both locally and abroad. When this virus struck in February and threatened life as we knew it, we became afraid and unsure of what the future would hold. What impact would it have on our families, our friends, our businesses, and Rotary? Then the government instigated a lockdown, which meant we were confined to our homes. This presented great challenges for all of us, not only for our day-to-day existence, but for our mental health as well. It meant that we could no longer meet in person, we could no longer share a meal, go to a theater or a concert, attend parties, or socialize in small or large groups. We could no longer hug our friends and family members, and we could not shake hands. We could not visit our elderly family members in nursing homes for fear of spreading the virus, and we could not grieve at funerals together. This has been an extreme hardship for all of us. But one thing that I have learned about this pandemic is that we human beings are resilient and flexible and are capable of adapting to new situations. For example, as district governor-elect and district trainer last year, it was my task to plan a fun-filled educational Rotary weekend training in April that was supposed to have taken place in North Bay. This weekend was designed to prepare club officers for their upcoming year, as well as to share Rotary knowledge to Rotarian attendees. Those who do attend these annual trainings appreciate not only the information that they learn, but they also enjoyed the delicious food and lots of great fun and fellowship. All this planning took almost all of last year to organize. However, the health and safety of our members were of paramount importance, and the dedication to cancel was the only option. During this time of uncertainty, it was a very difficult decision for the district executive to make, but it had to be made. After a short time during which we were all trying to make sense of our new situation, we knew we needed to embrace a new way of being and keeping engaged. We learned a new word, Zoom. We became the Zoom Brady Bunch. And the rest, they say, is history. Oh, it wasn't easy. We became a Zoom organization, and Zooming presented new challenges to those of us not comfortable with technology. We made errors. Some of them are comical, some of them are frustrating, some just too difficult to manage. But luckily enough, there were those digital savvy individuals who were able to help and guide us through the initial stages of Zooming, so that now most of our members are joining their club meetings using some form of virtual platform. Some clubs moved to the virtual technology quickly. My club did as well, and some struggled to understand the familiar world of the digital. But I am so very happy to announce that most clubs in District 7010 are meeting online and are adapting to this new way of carrying on their Rotary business. The pandemic has had severe consequences on our ability to fundraise and perform our service projects. But with Rotarians' ingenuity and innovative ideas, clubs are finding ways to adapt to the new reality. This year will not be easy to navigate, at least at the beginning, but with the help from our fellow Rotarians in the district and beyond, we will persevere and get through this together and come out on the other side stronger than before. Gathering in person at our normal meeting places may not be feasible for the foreseeable future, but now that we have entered stage 3 and the further opening of businesses and community facilities, we will be able to meet in larger groups as long as we are abiding by the safety recommendations of the local health and governmental authority guidelines. We also must be cognizant of the fact that many of our members are still very uneasy with the personal contact, and our clubs must recognize that and be flexible in their meeting format. Already I've seen club members doing their service projects wearing their masks, and I have mine here, and keeping their social distance. What is extremely important now is to make sure our members remain safe and healthy. One thing this pandemic has taught us is how readily we are to adapt to change. Some clubs are only meeting virtually at this time, but some clubs are starting to meet in a public place while social distancing. The interesting thing is that some clubs are already talking about maintaining this combination of meeting formats, virtual and in-person meetings, after this crisis is over, thus becoming a new type of hybrid club. If we are to grow Rotary and be all-inclusive, we need to recognize the needs of our members and be flexible to change how we conduct our meetings from the past. COVID-19, as horrendous as it is, has offered us an opportunity to rethink how we live in this constantly changing world. I have been looking at your club website, and not only are you very active in your community, both locally and globally, you look like you're having a heck of a lot of fun while you're doing it. Your club was chartered in 2000, and you have made significant contributions to your community ever since then. Some of the projects your club has supported are Hospice, Georgian Triangle, Blue Mountain Foundation for the Arts, Helmets for Kids, the Salvation Army, Georgian College, the Door Youth Center, YMCA, and Elephant Thoughts. I was intrigued about this one until I dug further into your international projects. What a wonderful title for such a project. There are so many more projects, too numerous to name here, but no less impressive. You have been very active in and supportive of the international projects, as well as with projects in the Philippines, like the Back to School program that recognize that every child deserves the chance to attend school and to learn. So important. Your partnership with the Elephant Thoughts in organizing a library at the Mandela Primary School in Igoma, Tanzania is so important for youth as it allows them to get an education that they would not otherwise obtain. You have supported projects in El Salvador, Adopt a Village in Laos, where you made a real difference in helping rural villagers to lead a longer, healthier, happier life. And of course, Rotary Wheels of Learning for Learning, bicycle distribution in Cambodia, a project with great impact on the learning process of children in that area. I had a good time reading all the entries from your youth exchange students who post about their experiences abroad. What a wonderful way of keeping their experiences alive by posting them on your website. I also really like your Polio Plus page, where you keep members and non-Rotarians alike informed about and updated on the Rotary's very important initiative on polio eradication. Your web page is very attractive and functional, which is so important when trying to get your club's message out not only to other district members, but to those in the community who may be looking at Rotary as an organization that they may want to join. Looking at the pictures, I could discern that you not only work hard in your service to Rotary, but you have a heck of a lot of fun. I can see that your club gives a great service and that the impact on your local and global community would be immense. Kudos to all of you. Incoming district governors always draft goals that they hoped to achieve this year. I have drafted many goals that I wish to achieve, but there were two of them that I would like to present to the clubs as a challenge this year. These two challenges may require some innovative ideas on how to achieve them this year of social distancing, but I think Rotarians of District 7010 can do this. One challenge that I would like the clubs to attempt to achieve is to hold a fundraiser to raise money for the eradication of polio. Have a walk, do an online raffle, an online dinner, a fun run, all while keeping social distancing. The district is working on this challenge, and you will be hearing more about this as the plans are made. In fact, we're having a DAC meeting tonight where our Polio Plus chair will be presenting a plan. So you'll be hearing about this more later. Another goal that I am passionate about is the environment. And I would like to see clubs this year do a service project on something to do with the environment, which, by the way, will become the 7th area of focus in July 1st of 2021. So something like a roadside cleanup, collecting bottles, cans, plastic waste, plant a garden, plant some trees. I planted a couple this year. Fund a project that can provide clean drinking water to communities who have none. Some clubs have already done this, all within the safety guidelines. Many clubs in our district have applied for district or global grants over the years. And in the past few months, some clubs have even received a disaster relief grant that was to be used to help their communities deal with the impact of COVID-19. These grants are funded by members and Rotary friends who donate to the Rotary Foundation. With so many clubs requesting grants, the fund was depleted significantly since COVID-19 struck. In the past 100 years, Rotarians and Friends of Rotary have funded over $4 billion, yes, with a B, billion dollars in programs and created lasting impact for people around the world. Without financial resources, the activities that let Rotarians do good in the world would be impossible. Contributions sent to the foundation can be directed to such areas as the annual fund, the endowment fund, the Polio Plus fund, and specific global grants. If you have ever thought of contributing, now is the time to consider such a donation. I am very well aware of what I'm asking you to do here, as I know the financial impact of coronavirus has had on everyone. But if you are looking for somewhere to help financially, why not consider the Rotary Foundation? The money contributed does come back to our district in the form of district and global grants that clubs can use to augment their contributions to their own club projects. It's a win-win situation for all. The district leadership team, and of course Juanita is one of them as an AG, has been working hard to try and find ways to support clubs through this crisis. Your assistant governors are always just a phone call away to answer your questions or to help you with your challenges. The district directors who chair district committees like the New Generations, Membership, Foundation, Service Projects, and Training are only too happy to talk to you about your club's need. Do you have a need for speakers at your meetings? They can help you provide those speakers. Now, I'd like to give you some updates that have been happening in the district since COVID struck. District website, if you have never been on the district website, please go on the district website. You'll find lots of resources that can help you with your club activities. Do you have some project you want to share with your clubs in the district? You can post your successes there. Bill Hagboard, past district governor Bill Hagboard, would only be too happy to post your successes there. Are you struggling with fundraising ideas? Maybe other clubs have shared their success stories on the website. This district website is a valuable tool and it is there for you to use. Do you want to know more about COVID-19 and the impact it has on our district? Check it out on our homepage. There's information there. Our president Facebook page, during the lockdown, incoming president of the Halliburton Club, Ted Brandon, emailed me with a suggestion that he thought would be a good idea. And that was setting up a Facebook page for club presidents for 2020-2021. This platform would be used by club presidents to come together and share ideas and best practices as they lead their clubs through this very unprecedented time. I thought it was a great idea and asked him to make it happen. I believe it is a very successful platform, and I have already seen presidents share ideas and ask questions and take these ideas and suggestions back to their clubs. So ideas like these are always welcome, and I want to thank Ted for coming up with this concept. The district conference, as you know, by this time has been canceled at the JW Marriott at Lake Rosso. Another upsetting, heartbreaking decision made by the district conference committee. This event was 2.5 years in the making, and we had all but finished our planning when you know what raised its ugly head and of course changed our course of action. But it didn't stop our plans, it only altered them. The district conference will now be held virtually with sessions on Saturday, November 7 and Sunday, November 8. We had our first actual meeting to discuss the virtual format on Tuesday, so you'll hear more information about that, but a lot of course, is going to be cut out because we can't take 3 days and ram them into 6 hours and do everything. But we're going to we have excellent speakers lined up, and most of them are going to be doing it online. Rotary Weekend Training, as you know, probably a number of you had signed up with that. With the cancellation of the actual Rotary Weekend in North Bay in April, the training team, being as flexible as we are, quickly pivoted to offer most of those trainings online. These sessions took place on 4 consecutive Saturday mornings in May and June, and while these sessions may not have been the ideal learning environments, they at least gave members the opportunities to learn about and stay engaged with Rotary information and materials. If you did not have a chance to attend any of these sessions, they have been recorded and you can log on to them. Just go to the district website homepage and click on the resources and toolbar at the top. A drop-down menu will appear, and just click on Learning and Training. And there you'll find all the sessions that were a part of the online weekend training sessions. The DG changeover was also canceled as well. It was originally supposed to be at the golf club in Peterborough, and it had to be switched to a virtual venue as well. And it was really interesting because it was the first actual Zoom meeting, official one that I had to do, and it was very nerve-wracking, but it went off really well. And again, if you want to see that, it's also on the district website. One opportunity about this digital format is that we are able to attend events which otherwise, for one reason or another, we would not ever have been able to attend. Personally, I've been able to attend district conferences. I would never have been able to attend. And when the RI convention was canceled in Hawaii, I was able to attend that virtual event. Now, it didn't make up for the beautiful palm trees and the ocean breezes and the bikini I was going to wear. No, not really. But anyway, we had the chance to actually see the content of the event. I have visited other events such as other district coffee hour chats, club meetings, and socials. And now, through the magic of the virtual format, we can travel around the world visiting district functions and meetings. Opportunities abound for us as we visit clubs globally and meet Rotarians we would not otherwise have ever met. One last thing I would like to share with you. Trying to keep our members engaged, I thought of an event that I wanted to see in our district, and we came up with a Wednesday evening talk show. So in order to keep us all informed, we'll be presenting Wednesday evening talk shows every first Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. Each session is designed to share a topic of interest to our members. Our first talk was held on August 5th at 6, featuring Cicely Smith, who is an assistant Rotary coordinator, and who she spoke about fundraising. It was interactive, informative, and topical session where she shared ideas that would be shared with our district clubs. This session can now be viewed on the YouTube, which you can find on the district website. Has a lot of information on fundraising, so that if you want to find out about fundraising, check that out. Our next session will be September 2nd, and we will focus on Rotaract. So I extend an invitation to everyone to join that. In our last Rotarian magazine, RI President Holger Knack quoted, "As Rotary's founder, Paul Harris said, we have to be revolutionary from time to time." Holger says, now is that time. Rotary opens opportunities, countless ones, for us to embrace that will change, that will strengthen us, and even as we remain true to our core values. We must find those opportunities to grow Rotary in our district and in our clubs. I have every confidence that your club will find those opportunities and come out on the other side of this pandemic stronger than you ever were before. Now is our time. We are people of action. We have to act now. The world needs Rotary more than it ever has before. As you know, RI President Holger Knack's theme for this year is Rotary Opens Opportunities. Little did he think when he thought up this theme 2 years ago how apt his theme would become. I likewise have made my district governor theme, which is Don't Stop Believing. I also did not envision how apt my theme would be. Because of the lockdown Rotary has experienced since March, the digital format has changed the way Rotary does business, and we have now been given great opportunity to virtually travel the world and make connections. And I believe that we, as Rotarians, must never stop believing that with all these opportunities afforded us, we must not stop believing that we will come out on the other side of this pandemic stronger and more impactful than ever before. So remember, don't stop believing that Rotary connects the world and that Rotary opens opportunities.
Thank you very much, District Governor.
Thank you.
I'm not sure, is it Juanita or Connie taking the questions and answer period?
I would never mess with your system, so.
It's you. Okay. All right. So Juanita is going to facilitate any questions and answers.
Is there anyone who has any questions for DG Lynne? She's done a great job, so thank you very much, Lynne.
It's a challenge. But it also has opportunities as well. So.
On a very mundane level, I would like to know where you got your Rotary mask from. Wondering, I think it's fantastic.
Sorry, I can't talk with it on. I was given it, 4 clubs in the Kingston area are doing fundraisers, selling these masks. And a lady in my club, she used to belong to one of the meetings in clubs in Kingston. And so she actually got to make them. So she told me it takes $1.25 to make them, and they sell them for $10. And I guess they're doing a bang up job selling them. So yeah.
Somebody can find the fabric. I can make the masks.
I'm like, where would you source the fabric?
I have no idea. I can find out for you if that'll help.
I think they're a terrific idea.
Yeah.
They'd be great for end polio as well, right?
Yeah.
Juanita,
Vaccine's going to be a hot topic very soon.
Yeah.
Juanita, if you find the fabric, I'll make masks for the club.
Okay.
There's a club in Peterborough. They're on their 3,000th mask.
Wow.
So they make masks and they hand them out at the local hospital. Yeah.
Excellent. You know, I think as we look down the road, I think masks are going to be a reality for at least a year, probably more.
Yeah.
And what an excellent opportunity to use that as a method of delivering a message.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's getting into masks that have, you know, something cutesy on them or whatever, but the trick is getting the material and making sure the material is appropriate for masks.
And what happens with this, sorry, it comes with a disclaimer. So this disclaimer was stapled to the earpiece. So it comes like this. Can you see it? It kind of disappeared. And then it comes out with this. So I can share this with you, Juanita, if you want to share it with your.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a digital print of it, that would be brilliant.
And there's on the bottom, Juanita, there's the names of and the website emails of the clubs that are involved, and maybe you can even contact them and find out where they got their material.
Happy to. You're a busy gal, so I'm happy to take that on.
Okay.
That'd be great.
The other thing I think that's powerful about them, other than the fact that they're actually attractive, is that they're a great opening for someone who doesn't know Rotary. They're going to ask, what is that symbol on your mask? Ha-ha! Perfect entry into a conversation.
Exactly. And then you can go into your elevator speech.
Exactly.
Karen, you have a question?
Just a comment. I attended that meeting, that club meeting, that meeting you had on Wednesday regarding fundraising. And it was excellent. So I encourage members of the club to have a look at that presentation on YouTube that you talked about in your speech. And thank you for your excellent speech.
Well, we're trying to find ways to bring information to everyone. So this was one of the ways to do it. You could look at it if you want live, or you could do it by recording. So anybody can access it. You just have to know where to find it, which is on the district website.
And again, that's something that I've put in a Word format just to share with other clubs in case they've missed all the emails that everybody gets. And one of the things is that I have gotten a message already this week going, that's a great idea. Why didn't I know about that? And I'm like, it could just get lost in the email train, right? So I'm happy to forward that to you as well, President Mike, and it can go in the minutes or.
Very good. Excellent.
Anybody else? Because I have to scan through all the screens. Charlie's still waving in the air.
Well, if no one has anything to say, I was wondering if the club is working on their DG Club Achievement Award. Are we working on that, or going to try and work on that? Juanita just fell over.
I got lost.
It just fell out of her chair.
We certainly we've looked at it, and we're looking at which parts of it that we can achieve in this different world.
Yeah.
But we are cognizant of the need to every club work together for the same goals, and therefore to get involved in the DG certificate activities. So we will continue to work on it.
I tried to leave it open. I wrote this right in the middle of the lockdown, and I thought, how am I going to do this? So that, it made it more open-ended so that you could kind of choose a project or whatever. And it was really hard to kind of figure out, but if you can look at it, it gives you challenges that your club can work on, and we'll see what it does.
Yeah, it's so interesting. You think of things that you could do, like how can we put some pizzazz into the town, get other, all the organizations that benefit from our club. How can we support them or celebrate them in the town? And I'm thinking, well, we have a little parade. Oh, you can't with COVID. We could do this. You can't with COVID. It's really tricky, but we are working on the social side, and we have a social active committees in all areas this year. And the social committee is going to be working as of next week, our first meeting, and hopefully have a social while the weather is still good and outdoors, and at least do something of that way in terms of club fellowship and community fellowship as well.
It's interesting, during this pandemic, I've found that people really need to see people in person. I went to my very first club social just here in Peterborough. They had a picnic at a scout camp they own, and it was amazing that people all of a sudden came together, and it was their very first time meeting. And it was my first time actually meeting in a big group. I have been in very small groups because I've had to have meetings with one or two people, but all of a sudden they had about 50 people there, and we're going, woo, this is a lot of people. But it was interesting. People need to see people in person. It was hard because some people wanted to hug. You could see them hugging, but they were doing the elbow thing. And
I have to stand up and put my hands up and back up because I find it very hard.
yeah.
The two things. One, your challenge about the environment. I'm going to challenge our club that I walk every day, as everybody knows. And I would say that our Rotary Garden, I want to see John Stransky's face. Our Rotary Garden could use a little TLC. I'm finding with my grandbaby, I'm toddling as far as Hume. And when I get there, all of a sudden she notices the flowers and things like that, because it's just all grass until you hit our Rotary Garden. And you get there and I find myself weeding the sun. And so now she thinks every flower is okay to pull. Which is I'm not teaching good things here, folks. So that was really funny. So that was one. So I know if we want to, it's a big garden, folks. At least 6 of us can show up and not touch each other and do this. So if you want to pick a couple of days, again, I have a truck and I'm down the road, so I'm happy to pull all the waste away and take it to rubbish removal as well. Garbage wise around our area is great. I would say that Sunset Point is really struggling. And especially down, like, again, I was out at the rose bushes and the amount of crap that is in our Rotary Rose Garden. That is a garden that we donated to the town. It's the town's responsibility to clean it, but they are struggling. I mean, I'm over here across the road again. We've got a Japanese garden that the other Rotary Club has put beautiful stones and things, and it's an opportunity. I mean, it's a beautiful stone. It's an opportunity to talk about Rotary. And again, if, as John Stransky has said, you travel around the world, you see the Rotary symbol, and your first thought is, where's the club that's supposed to be taking care of this? It is our responsibility. If our name is on it, then we should be taking care of it. So just
one more thing before I finish. If you're doing a fundraiser or a social or a service project, please take pictures and maybe do a little write-up, a paragraph or so, and send it to past district governor, Bill Hagboard, and he'll post it on the district website for sharing with other districts, clubs. So we would really like to hear what you're doing. So please do that.
And on the social side of things, we have got the opportunity, I would have no doubt, to go to the Rotary Hub, which is now completed, which is the old Saunderson bookstore or book distribution center, for those of you who know. The facilities are amazing. 211 is in and anchored there now, so they're maintaining the space, and Pam is happy to, Pam Hillier, who's a Rotarian at Collingwood Club, happy to facilitate a tour. And I will keep our clubs, again, engaged with what's going on with our other 2 clubs, but I know that they're going to have they're talking about having a trunk sale coming up. They're talking about doing a picnic social there. But again, I think if we're looking for a space that is private, it's an opportunity for us as a club to go there and do that. I mean, I was there for their changeover, and Tim, Sue, Tim did a phenomenal job of the barbecue at the socially distanced changeover for them. So they did a great job. So that space there's tons of space there if we want to spread out as a club, and I'm sure they'd make it available to us.
Perfect.
Okay. All righty. So Juanita, we have give you the chore of thanking the speaker, and the screen will hopefully now have the certificate on it.
It is our honor, DG Lynne, to have you speak today. And in your honor, we have donated $100 to Foundation to eradicate polio for children. So we know that it's one of your projects. So we're proud to support it. And thank you for coming today. So we can forward that to you so you can put it in your little nook of the area.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you for supporting the foundation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Best investment we've got, I think.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Lynne, for taking the time, getting all spiffed up so early in the morning, coming out to a meeting. It's great.
Actually, I'm missing my meeting right now, so,
Oh, is
but I
that
don't
right?
get as much spiffied up, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, if we had a